Quick question. You have one tap, one source of water, running your cooking, your washing, everything. Now, imagine somebody turns it off. Not because you failed, not because you did something wrong, just off. How long before things start falling apart? That's how most people live with money. One income, one salary, one tap. And the entire system we've spent 5 videos talking about. The BIS, central banks, the Fed moving interest rates in Washington while the rest of the world wakes up and deals with the consequences. All of it can reach into your life in ways you never agreed to. They can shut the tap off. No warning, no permission, no explanation. So the real question was never just, how does the system work? The real question was, what do you do about it? That's this video.
Most people are handed the same formula for wealth. Work hard, save money, spend less than you make, be patient. And discipline matters. It does. But there's a problem buried inside that advice. It assumes the rules stay the same. They don't. We already showed you that. Inflation slowly eats what you save. Currencies lose purchasing power. Interest rate decisions made by people you'll never meet show up in your rent, your mortgage, your groceries. The system moves whether you're ready or not, constantly. And if your entire strategy is just working harder inside one income, one currency, one tap, then eventually you realize something uncomfortable. You're not moving forward. You're sprinting just to stay where you are.
Meet Ada. Ada is 32, teacher in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Sharp, organized, the kind of person who had spreadsheets before everyone else suddenly became into budgeting. For years, she did everything right, spent less than she earned, saved every month, didn't touch the savings. By 2021, she finally felt safe. And then, slowly, that feeling started disappearing. Not in one dramatic collapse, just little by little. Her salary didn't change. The number in her savings account didn't change. But what that money could actually do kept shrinking. Food cost more. Transport cost more. Everything cost more. She once described it to me like trying to fill a bathtub while the drain stayed open. That's exactly what it was. Ada wasn't irresponsible. She was just playing a one-tap game in a system draining faster than she could fill it. And nobody had ever explained there was another way to play.
This is the part nobody really teaches. Wealthy people usually don't become wealthy because they work infinitely harder. They build more taps. That's the whole game. Not secret knowledge, not magic investments, not luck. More sources of income. Because when one tap slows down, and eventually one usually does, the others keep running. Most people rely on one stream of income. Most financially resilient people don't. And the difference between stability and fragility often comes down to that one thing. How many taps do you actually have? 3 real taps. Here are 3 ordinary ones. Nothing fancy level, nothing fake. The first is probably the most overlooked. Taking the skill you already have and selling it differently. Ada teaches. That ability, explaining things clearly, simplifying difficult ideas, is valuable far beyond a classroom. Tutoring online, training companies, writing curriculum materials. Same skill, different tap. And sometimes those taps pay in dollars or pounds instead of naira. That matters more than most people realize. We spent an entire video talking about currency. If you earn in a stronger currency, the math of your life changes, quietly but dramatically. The second tap is ownership, assets, index funds, broad market investments, things that grow over time instead of sitting still while inflation eats them alive. You start small, you stay consistent, and slowly your money stops sitting outside the system, getting weakened by it, and starts participating inside it. The people at the BIS, central bankers, institutional investors, they hold assets. That's not accidental. You do not need to be rich to begin, but you usually need to begin before you ever become rich. The third tap is leverage, something you build once that keeps working after you're done building it. A course, a guide, a template, a piece of content, something that takes effort once but doesn't require you to repeat the same labor forever. Ada eventually started making short exam prep videos for students. Uploaded them once, years later, they still generate income every month. That's a tap too. Maybe a small one, still real. And small taps have a way of becoming larger ones over time.
Most people don't avoid this because they're lazy. They avoid it because the beginning feels terrible. You build something for weeks, sometimes months, and nothing happens. No money, no momentum, no proof it's working. And eventually that voice shows up. The old money script, the one most people absorbed before they were even old enough to understand money. This is pointless. Go back to what pays immediately, and most people do. Not because the system stopped them, because impatience did. The people who eventually break out usually are not geniuses. They just understood something most people never fully accept. Building anything meaningful feels unrewarding at first. That discomfort is the price. The price of depending less on a system that was never built to protect you. And they paid it anyway, because the goal was never to perfectly predict the system. The goal was to need it less.
Ada stopped waiting for stability to magically return. She started consulting for international curriculum companies. One pays her in pounds, another in dollars. Part of every payment automatically goes into global index funds. And over a few months, she built those exam prep videos on weekends. She still teaches at the same school, same job, same salary. But now there's more than one tap running. And for the first time in years, the bathtub is filling faster than it drains. Priya did it differently. She used her marketing skills to work with international clients online, started buying assets, stopped waiting for the property market to rescue her. Now she has more purchasing power than she had before the interest rate crisis wrecked her finances. Kwame built a course, got paid in dollars, invested consistently. He still lives in Accra, but the volatility of Accra's currency no longer controls his entire future. 3 people, different countries, different situations, same realization, more taps. So that's what you do with all of this. Not panic, not rage at the system. Just build more taps, quietly, consistently, one at a time. The people who built this system understood exactly how it worked. Now you do too. Use that. Next video, we go somewhere else entirely. Since 1971, the dollar hasn't been backed by gold. It's been backed by something much more powerful and much more fragile. Oil, the petrodollar system, and the agreement that helped hold the global financial system together for 50 years. That agreement is starting to crack. And once you see it, you'll never read geopolitical news the same way again. See you there.